1206 AD, a Khwarezmian scout crouches in tall grass, watching Mongol cavalry assemble on the horizon. He's seen armies before: Persians, Turks, Crusaders. This doesn't scare him. Then he hears it. A sound that doesn't belong. Not thunder, not wind. A scream, like metal tearing itself apart at impossible speeds. He looks up. A silver arrow streaks across the sky at 600 miles per hour, 40,000 feet overhead. No wings flapping, no smoke trail, just a shape that shouldn't exist. The scout watches it vanish into clouds, his hands trembling. He'll be dead in 6 hours, but right now he's trying to process what he just saw. Somewhere below, Genghis Khan stands outside his gur tent, watching the same jet, with a smile that would terrify his enemies more than any cavalry charge. Because the greatest conqueror in history just got his hands on an F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter, and medieval warfare is about to become a slaughter. Let's be absolutely clear about what just dropped into the 13th century. One F-35. One pilot who speaks English and has no idea how to explain radar to a man who thinks the Earth is flat. 6 maintenance technicians clutching diagnostic laptops that won't have power outlets for 800 years. They bring 125,000 kilograms of jet fuel in portable bladders, enough for 27 two-hour sorties if they burn it carefully. 2 J-Dam precision bombs that cost more than entire kingdoms. Several small diameter bombs, and a 25mm cannon that fires rounds at 3,300 feet per second into armies wearing leather. The maintenance burden alone is brutal. 15 to 20 hours of work per flight hour, meaning realistic sortie rates of 1 mission per day, maybe. This isn't unlimited air superiority. This is a scalpel with exactly 27 cuts before it becomes a very expensive tent decoration, but those 27 cuts are going to rewrite history. Genghis Khan gets it immediately. The general who will conquer more territory than anyone in history looks at the jet's thermal imaging feed, watches it track enemy positions through darkness and storms, and his brain makes a connection that will end empires. The F-35 doesn't replace Mongol tactics. It deletes the enemy's ability to hide. First target, Samarkand. 48 hours before the assault, the jet conducts high-altitude ISR thermal imaging, spots 3 granaries inside the city walls by the heat signature of fermenting grain. Command tents glow like bonfires on infrared. Supply warehouses, the exact spot where the city's governor is sleeping, completely unaware that a computer 40,000 feet overhead is painting a targeting reticle on his bedroom. Genghis Khan orders strikes on the main gate and food storage. Dawn breaks. 2 small diameter bombs fall from the stratosphere. The main gate explodes into a cloud of stone shrapnel and screaming defenders. The largest granary erupts in flames, 6 months of grain vaporized in 4 seconds. Mongol cavalry, already positioned, charges through the breach. Defenders scramble to reinforce a gate that no longer exists as a physical concept. The garrison routs in 4 hours. A city built to withstand 6-month sieges capitulates before the defenders finish breakfast. Inside the walls, a Samarkand soldier sits in rubble, bleeding from his ears, staring at the sky. He's 23. He's fought bandits and rival city-states. He thought he understood war. His friend Ahmed is 15 feet away, killed instantly by an explosion that came from nothing. No catapult. No siege tower. Just thunder from an empty sky. And then Ahmed was gone. The soldier will surrender in 10 minutes. He'll spend the rest of his life telling people about the demon that destroyed his city, and nobody will ever fully believe him. But the story spreads, faster than the Mongol army itself. Genghis sends heralds ahead to the next city, describing skyfire, demanding surrender before the demon arrives. Some cities open their gates immediately. Their commanders aren't stupid. They heard what happened to Samarkand, but humans adapt, always. By week 3, enemy commanders start recognizing patterns. The demon appears before attacks. It strikes leaders and supplies. A Chinese general, educated and desperate, orders his army to disperse. No more massed formations, split into 20 war bands of 500 men each. Hide in forests, move at night during fog, build decoy command tents stuffed with straw dummies, burn wet wood constantly to create smoke screens that degrade thermal imaging. These countermeasures cut F-35 effectiveness by 30 to 40%. Not enough to stop the Mongols, but enough to turn a 3-month campaign into 6 months. Enough to make Genghis sweat. Battle of Mohi, 1241. Except it's 1210 with air support. Hungarian army, 18,000 troops, camps behind a stone bridge over the Sajo River. Knights in full-plate armor, crossbowmen, professional soldiers who've never lost a major engagement. Genghis Khan watches F-35 ISR feeds and plans the strike like a surgeon. Pre-dawn, Mongol light cavalry probes the bridge. Hungarians reinforce the crossing, predictable as sunrise. At dawn, the F-35 makes a single low pass. One small diameter bomb. The bridge center explodes. Stone blocks the size of horses tumble into the river. Hungarian reinforcements trapped on the wrong side watch their escape route vanish. Mongol main force charges. 1 hour later, Hungarians regroup in a defensive square around their king's banner. Shields locked, formation tight. Medieval warfare's ultimate defensive posture. The F-35 makes a 3-second cannon run. 25mm rounds designed to penetrate tank armor tear through the command cluster at 3,300 feet per second. Senior commanders vanish in the explosion. Hungarian formation loses cohesion like a puppet with cut strings. Mongol cavalry encircles and destroys fragmented units over the next 4 hours. Hungarian casualties, 70%. Historical Mohi was 50%. The extra 20% is what happens when you delete a medieval army's brain at the exact moment it needs to think. But fuel is a cruel mistress. After 10 sorties in 2 weeks, the bladders run critically low. Next resupply caravan is 3 days away. Mongol scouts report a major counteroffensive massing 60 miles north. Genghis Khan and the pilot argue in a tent that smells like horse sweat and jet fuel. Fight now without air support, or wait and let the enemy dig in. The Mongol general makes the call. They fight the old way. Feigned retreats, envelopment, pure cavalry tactics. They win. But it costs 2,000 casualties instead of 400. The F-35 sits grounded 80 miles away, useless, while Mongol mothers will bury sons who didn't need to die. That's the reality nobody talks about. The jet is decisive when it flies, but it can't fly continuously. Every sortie burns 4,600 kilograms of fuel. Every bomb is irreplaceable. Medieval blacksmiths cannot forge turbine blades. Month 6. Crisis. All precision munitions expended. Only cannon rounds remain. Mongols besiege Xiangyang, a Chinese fortress city that historically took 5 years to capture. The F-35 provides ISR, tracking supply barges and defender movements, but can't deliver the knockout punch. The pilot adapts. Strafing runs on warehouses and supply convoys. Less effective than bombs, but the psychological warfare remains. Defenders know the Sky Demon is watching. Always. The siege compresses from 5 years to 6 months. Not instant victory, but strategic acceleration that saves thousands of Mongol lives. By month 9, enemy coalitions form. Chinese, Khwarezmian, and European states coordinate across thousands of miles. They force the Mongols to fight on 4 fronts simultaneously. The F-35 supports one theater. The others face traditional Mongol tactics. The jet becomes a force multiplier, not a war winner. Campaigns compress by 40 to 60%, but the Mongol system, scouts, logistics, adaptive command, is what makes conquest sustainable. When the last sortie lands and fuel bladders run empty, the Mongols keep conquering, because they always could. The F-35 didn't make Genghis Khan great, it just made him faster. And in medieval warfare, speed kills. What do you think? Could one stealth fighter rewrite history? Or was the Mongol Empire always inevitable? Comment below and subscribe for more what-ifs that definitely shouldn't exist.